conundrum. So for us to be able to put clothing onto this guy, we saw in the illustration you had basically this like this, and here, and then you got the back plate here. And these are two separate things, like that. And then you attach them with a string this way, which is pretty much what we see happening here. It's a front plate here. This has got like this leather strap stuff going on around the back. That's serviceable as well, but ideally how this thing would work is it would be a shell, like a clam shell like this, right? These parts stay connected here, but there would then be, let's drop this down a bit. There would be a connector here, 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 and here, and these essentially connect like a clasp or something would connect these two side pieces, so that you can drop it in over your head, seal it around your body, and then lace it together on the sides. So that's just a good structure to have for a half plate piece of armor in general anyway. And then a belt is a belt, so you can still have a belt like, you know, normal people would have a belt. It's going to loop around you, right? You know what a belt is. Like that, and then this also clasps in the middle like that. And then for the pants, again, that same format of being open-ended. So you can have one layer of cloth going this way, and then you have another layer of cloth going this way. And when they overlap, you have a clasp here and here to connect those things like that, so that you've got this consistent. You've got two halves that are folding over each other. And then with that belt that you have, side armor, clasp and clasp here, and you can have front armor. And then on the back, you can have back armor like that. So you can have you can encase the hips and the legs in armor on with a simple belt that the belt latches shut here, and then you've got a pin and a pin here for this front plate that you then just clip on to the belt and have that here. And then this belt can have studded bolts here, here, and here, and then have the leather hang off the back here, and then on the sides like that. But this piece is removable. There, that's your belt. And now for the pants. Those are just simple greaves that you can click on with a loop like that. And down here you've got the leggings, you got the greave guard here. You just clip those on again with just closed loops. And then sandals, you know what sandals are, closed loops. So yeah, you can have the skin existing between these attached straps, and then if you're really well armored, then you've got back greaves that are again like a shell that attaches here and then has a link on the inside, like a belt that you can attach here on the inside of the leg. So yeah, you can completely build all the armor and all the clothing that you need for Hadozee with that skin flap in place. You just can't do cool stuff like jackets and stuff, but you can do things like vambraces or like these would also be tied on armbands. You got your armor that you clipped on, and then these armbands hook onto a clip inside the pauldron's edge. Like you lift the pauldron up to expose these lines, and you tie these on, and then the pauldron drops down over it. So it's like that. So this brace, arm band brace stays in place, and then that can drape any amount of armor that you want, because it's not actually, you don't have to slide it on, it's clipped on. So yeah, that's Hadozee clothing. It's all garment wraps like togas, and then it's all leather straps and shell locking. So it's when you're thinking about illustrating your Hadozee, you need to be thinking about that sort of stuff. You have to think about how the stuff drapes. You can't just shorthand, I'm going to put a shirt on this guy. Like, you can't just put a shirt on a Hadozee. You can start with a piece of cloth, right? You can take that cloth and you can drape it here. Have it loop around like that. If you wanted to add to it, you could have another loop around like this, and then that would just be inside of it, like in the folds. You don't have to actually think too much about how does that sit, but that's essentially how you can craft like casual clothing. You know, like you can have this underneath the armor. And then you can continue with the wrap. Casually just loosen out. Another wrap. There. I think that's like Mediterranean. I think also South American, if I'm not mistaken. I could be. Egyptian, sorry. It's very Egyptian, like old Egyptian feeling to it. So Egyptian, that 2,000 year ago to 5,000 year ago time frame where they're basically just locking fabric around themselves by just basically folding it. Or just draping it around themselves and then cinching it up with a belt, which is stuff that you've probably seen in movies and images before. It's not difficult. You just got to think about what the hell am I putting on my monkey man. So, and you got the gloves here, and then you got the wrist braces here, and you got this open spot on the wrist for their skin fold. But they could have like they can have a pauldron that's like this, so that they can still have their skin flap here in their hand without being locked up, right? And they can have a glove like this, so they can have that skin protected. But these guys aren't. They're gliders, so they're not going to wear a lot of heavy armor. They're going to stay looser with loose-fitting clothing, partial armor. Like, I can't imagine them wearing heavy plate. They'd be more, like, at best, partial, like, at best medium armor, if not just light armor or no armor and magical protection. But that's your Hadozee in a nutshell.